Hey, this is Kelly from the Dolly Rocks.
This is Joe Queer from the Infamous Queers.
Hey, Sleepy P. Martini.
Hey, this is Indica Flower.
And you are listening to
Our Brains Hurt.
Our Brains Hurt.
Our Brains Hurt.
Losers.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, all right, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Our Brains Hurt. This episode is brought to you by PunkBox. Head over to punkboxrocks.com. That's punkboxrocks.com for your monthly subscription service to punk rock merch. Everything you would find at a punk rock merch table at a punk show, sent to your house once a month. This could include stickers, button patches, koozies, vinyl, cassettes, CDs, everything you could think of once a month. It's an awesome subscription service, punkboxrocks.com. This show is also brought to you by Merch Slut. Head over to merchslut.com for awesome band t-shirts, punk rock band t-shirts. Merch Slut gets her shirts directly from the band or the label. These are not cheap knockoffs. She also has a wide array of awesome punk rock merch. Merchslut.com. Now, let's get to the show. Well, tonight it's just Matt and I.
Oh, look at that.
We're both coming off of busy weeks.
Oh my God. I'm still tired.
Yeah, Matt, way more busier than my week.
So tired.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I still am like falling asleep wherever I am. Falling asleep in the middle of like talking to somebody at work yesterday. I think 2 days ago on Tuesday. Like nodding off while I'm having a conversation.
Before we get started, 2 shows up and coming later on this summer. August 30th at the Pie Shop, Belvedere.
Hell yeah.
And DC9 on September 2nd, the Dolly Rots and Tsunami Bomb.
OBH presents, baby.
Yeah. Get your tickets.
Get them now.
Yeah.
Well, they're hot.
Yeah.
Seriously, that Dolly Rots show is going to sell out. So get them,
yeah.
Get them now if you want them.
Over Our Eyes and Dead End Lane, friends of the show, opening.
Yeah. That's going to be a good one, man. That's going to be a real good one.
Yeah, same week, man. And then the other show is Morals, Paperback Tragedy, and Idle Minds opening for Belvedere. So,
yep.
Friends as far as the eye can see.
This is friends everywhere.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's why our shows are like parties.
You wanna get on one of our shows? Be our friend.
Yeah. That's right, motherfucker. Oh man,
I'm just kidding. That's not really how it works.
It's not.
Yeah,
but it can hurt.
Yeah, but it can't hurt. Well, you had a little extravagant thing going on there. Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
finally saw No Effects.
I broke my No Effects cherry after many years of listening to them. My friend Dylan and I went out to Columbus, Ohio, and caught the Punk and Drublic Fest out there. We had tickets for Sunday, VIP tickets for Sunday, and we weren't planning on going on Saturday. We drove out that day, but we ended up getting into town kind of early, and there were still some general admission tickets left, so we bought a couple, and we got to see Circle Jerks and No Effects on Saturday. We also did all of our merch shopping that day, so we didn't have to worry about carrying shit around with us on Sunday, because that's like the worst part. Is
if you just bought general admission tickets, how the hell did you get up on stage?
That was Sunday.
Oh, that was Sunday.
Yeah. So Saturday, we got there, and for all you people who went, man, I don't know how you guys camp in that shit. I mean, Matt, maybe you would too. I don't know. Man, I mean, 2 days of no bathrooms, and heat and mugginess.
I mean,
I don't know how your bodies just don't melt in disgustingness.
people do festivals, you know. Woodstock
Yeah, I know,
happened,
man, but
that was the thing.
I know, and like,
Although I'm not a big festival person.
yeah, like camping when you're going camping is one thing, but like when you're going to do something else
Yeah.
and you're staying in a tent in the meantime, that's fucking weird.
Was it just like field o tents?
Yeah, there was like right next to the parking lot, there was like feel, and the shitty thing is, like, I don't know if this is how it is for all festivals, but you couldn't once you walked into like through the gates, you couldn't come back out, even if you were camping. Like the tents and shit were outside the gates.
Oh,
So it's not like you could even shop and then bring shit back to your tent and then go back. You were in there.
until the show was over.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Or I mean, if you left, you couldn't come back in.
that sucked.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. I figured like the tents would kind of be in
Yeah.
and around.
Yeah, that's
You know.
that's a little weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't think I would have done that. I love camping, but that's not camping.
Yeah, I like camping too, but when it's just like
That's sleeping
drinking
outside
and a fire and like,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of hanging out. Like,
That's sleeping outside in a tent.
but yeah, that's like being homeless for a weekend. That's not really camping. But-
Yeah, and then I'm sure at night with a whole bunch of like punk rockers drinking all day.
Yeah.
And then like field o tents. Like what what was the night like? It was just the sound of drunk punks doing it.
Yeah, it's fucking and drinking and yelling and screaming probably. That's all you hear all night.
Yeah, because you know there's got to be several, if not way more than that, people who have no shame in those tents.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I actually did that once. When I was in the Ailments, we played Raid Fest, which was the same weekend as Firefly Festival. And it's like a mile down the road. And I didn't even put two and two together until like a year or two later that it was called Raid Fest because that's how you kill bugs, with Raid. And it was like an anti-Firefly fest. I don't know, whatever. But we played on a Saturday and we got there Friday and we camped out. And it was the worst experience. First of all, my cot didn't fit in my tent, so my legs were sticking out of the tent. And there was some dickhead with a trumpet that kept playing the goddamn trumpet all night. And I wanted to slaughter him. Anyway, it'll never happen again.
It sure just wasn't a Canadian.
It could have been. It probably was.
You know, they have to like face east and play Chuck Mangione at 8:15 a.m. and you know, there's certain times they have to do this. It's like being Muslim.
But this dude was playing a song with the trumpet and he kept getting the last note wrong every time. So it was like the worst thing ever.
Was he doing it on purpose?
I hope so. Because I don't know, whatever. But that was my one camping at a festival thing that I'll never do again.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. Plus porta potties, no. That's
At
fuck
least
that.
there was porta potties.
Yeah. Well, in the VIP we had flushable air conditioned bathrooms.
Oh,
So
well, that's nice. Were they?
Yeah.
I'm sure they weren't clean though.
I actually never even went in one. I didn't have to pee the whole day I was there. So anyway, so we went on Saturday night. We caught Circle Jerks and No Effects. Circle Jerks are old, and
Yes.
and they're just old.
Yes, they are.
You know, like I'm sure. I mean, I know the history of the Circle Jerks. I know how important they are to punk rock, and Keith Morris and all that shit's a legend, and you know,
Yeah.
and I fucking love Greg Hedson.
And their drummer now is the youngest of the band, but obviously not an original member.
Mhm.
I think his name's Jesse Casillas, same dude who drums for the Bronx now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He drummed for Danzig for a long time. He also drummed for Queens of the Stone Age for a long time.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it was cool to see them, but like, I was never into their music anyway, not for any particular reason. It's just one of those bands that never really came across my CD player or tape deck or record player, whatever. But they were okay, you know, whatever. They were whatever. No Effects on Saturday was the worst shit I ever saw in my life. it's the difference between No Effects on Saturday and Sunday was actually astonishing how different they could be.
It's like two different bands.
Yeah, it really was. It's like, who are these people? Like, what?
The difference between Fat Mike being on drugs and Fat Mike not being on
Yeah,
drugs.
I couldn't tell which one was he on drugs when he was good or bad? I don't
Probably when they were bad.
Yeah.
I think I think that's why his band keeps having interventions for him.
So Saturday night they played Punk and Drublic and Wolves Clothing, which was awesome because I love both of those albums. I'm a Wolves and Wolves Clothing fan ever since you, Matt, have been telling me that that's one of your favorite albums. I've been listening to it and it's really fucking good.
And that's what Mike said his favorite No Effects record was too. Yeah, it is. It's a good record. It really is. It's an underrated No Effects record. And I seriously think I've heard Mike talk about albums before and ones that he likes. I seriously think he just says that on purpose to get other people to try to listen to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. But it was funny. They were supposed to play Punk and Drublic and Self-Entitled, but Smelly practiced for Wolves and Wolves Clothing instead on accident. So they switched it up when they got there at the last minute, which I was very pleased about.
Smelly practiced the wrong album.
Yeah, he practiced the wrong record. But so on Saturday night, like they were flat. Mike, he was just like slurring like on purpose. Like he just sounded like he didn't want to be there. Like he's singing like that. Like
so he was Flat Mike instead of Fat Mike. Like
exactly. Yeah. Flat Mike. Yeah, and I'm a huge No Effects fan, so I didn't care. And I know, like, if you're a fan of No Effects, even if you haven't seen them, you know that it's kind of like a thing, and like they could really suck live.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them terrible before.
Yeah,
and I was like, ew. But I've also seen them fucking amazing.
Right.
And when they're amazing, they're one of the best live bands ever to watch.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Saturday they were funny on Saturday. They were talking a lot between songs. It was definitely entertaining.
Yeah, it
was entertaining. I just felt bad for my friend Dylan because he's not a huge No Effects fan, and that was his first kind of. I was like, man, I'm sorry.
What did he think about Sunday though?
Oh, he loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah. So Sunday we went into Columbus, Ohio, because this place was like 30 minutes east of Columbus. Sunday morning we went into Columbus, Ohio, went record shopping.
Columbus is an all right city.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Went to this diner that was right next to this record store while we were waiting for the record store to open, and we sat down and like I started noticing, like, you could tell by the people in a certain place, you're like, something's weird with this place. And there was like all this like grass and shit on the wall. It was just a weird place. And like the waitress hands us the menu. She's like, everything on here is vegan. I'm like, you motherfucker. So I ordered hash browns and Diet Coke.
And then naturally you ordered a plate of bacon.
Well, I ordered coffee, but the creamer, like I said, I don't know what the fuck. Whatever they use as creamer, you put in there, and like within 5 seconds, it's curdled in the coffee. And people are still drinking away. Like it's like, what are you guys fucking doing? Like,
there's actually some vegan dishes that I very much so enjoy. But yeah, the weird creamer. I drink my coffee black mostly, but
yeah,
the weird creamer. I know what you're talking about, like vegan creamer or whatever. Like you might just use almond milk or whatever. Like
I should have done that.
Almond
that
milk
was an option.
fine in coffee. Yeah, almond milk's fine in coffee. I mean, it's okay.
I was hoping that the half and half was the one thing that kind of snuck through the vegan.
It didn't, did it?
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't. I don't know what it was, but it was instantly made my coffee look disgusting. So I got Diet Coke and home fries.
There's some vegan dishes that I enjoy very much.
I know. I just wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for only vegans.
Like, you get surprised vegan. It's never a good time.
Yeah. So
you're hungry, you're expecting a certain thing, and then it's all of a sudden it's just like vegan, and you're like, oh man,
yeah, not cool.
oh, what do we do?
So we go to the show on Sunday and we have VIP tickets, side stage tickets, so we get to watch the show from the side of the stage, which was rad. So we got there, we missed Mustard Plug because I don't give a fuck about Mustard Plug, and we missed somebody else too.
They're good ska punk band.
Yeah, yeah. If you like, I mean, I'm more of a traditional ska lover, like
Yeah, I got you.
Hepcat, the Slackers, shit like that. Yeah, but
I feel you.
yeah. But yeah, so we got there right as Get Dead started, and they are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Sam, that dude is like an incredible frontman.
Yeah. Yep. Sure is.
Yeah, and I've been listening to them ever since this past weekend.
Their most recent album, which I think was like 2019 or 2018 or something.
Mhm.
I can't think of the name of the album off the top of my head, but it's
I'll pull it up
phenomenal.
right now.
It's phenomenal.
It's really good.
It is. It's so good. And the one before that's even fucking good too. I mean, all of their stuff's good, but
Yeah.
their last two full length records are
Dancing with the Curse,
Yeah.
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Their last two full length records are just
Yeah.
exceptionally good.
Yeah, super good live. So we watched them, and then Suicide Machines came on, who I don't know if I might have seen them like way back in the day.
I have numerous times.
Yeah, but they're good.
I wish you would have seen them like way back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you did. But like, they were epically good live.
They were still good. They still brought it, man. Like they still had like tons and tons of energy.
Because they're the singer is the only like
Jane
member,
Navarro, yeah,
of the band who's like left from that era when that the Definition by Destruction or Destruction by Definition, whatever that legendary record they put out is. Their lineup from that record, like Jay is the only one left, and that lineup,
yeah, yeah. So they were good. Then Bouncing Souls came on. I'm not a Bouncing Souls fan.
Just strange to me, but that's okay.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I can't get past their vocals. He sounds out of tune to me, and I can't get past it. And I know that sounds shitty for somebody who loves No Effects to say that about a vocalist, but for whatever reason, I can't get past his vocals. I never have been able to. Yeah, so I mean, they were fine though. Everybody else who likes them seemed to had a really good time watching them. So
yeah,
that's when I started to try to get up to the very front of the side stage. I was trying to weasel my way because I knew because Descendants were up next and then No Effects.
How are the Descendants?
Awesome, fucking awesome. Like
still got it.
They're so good. They're so tight, dude. They like none of them. At least that I didn't notice one fuck up at all.
Yeah,
they're
like
insanely good.
Like Bill said, they jam like
5 times a week. Still
5 times a week. Still, yeah. and he said the amount of times that Stefan Egerton has fucked up since he's known him, he could count on one hand.
Yeah. it's so insane. And it's cool because they're going to be that tight, and you're going to get quality every time you see the Descendants, and that's one of the things I love about them. Yeah, so they were cool. They played, a set right before No Effects, and I was getting at that point I was like behind one couple, this dude and this chick. They were probably like in their mid-30s, I would say, and they were like right up against the rail of the side stage, and they were like the only thing separating me from the bands. And I was like, there's no way this chick's going to not have to pee before like No Effects comes on. There's no fucking way. Because they were both drinking and they were both up there since like Suicide Machines.
Yeah, you're like, I got this.
I was like, there's no fucking way she's going to last. So Descendants end at 7:30. No Effects doesn't come on until 8:30. And they're still there. They're standing there. I'm like, you screaming inside of my body at the top of my lungs for them to get the fuck off the rail. Like, I just want to like get up there so bad. But they stayed, man, and they were there the whole fucking night. But there was these 2 chicks we met from Detroit. They were talking to Dylan And because when you stand next to somebody for like hours and hours, you just tend to start talking to them, and you know, whatever, you get to meet new people, whatever. We were buying each other's beers and shit, and they were cool. They're from, like I said, Detroit. Shout out Jenny from Detroit and her sister Christina. So the sister was against the railing for like the first 4 bands, and then for like 3 or 4 songs at No Effects, and then they went to go get beer. And I told her, I was like, I'll hold your spot for you, and I held it. So I was right up against it. I was right in front of Corinna, the keyboardist. And when she got back, she let me stay, so that was awesome. That was super cool. And she brought me a beer, which was even better,
Even cooler. Yeah.
So yeah, and they were No Effects was insanely good on Sunday night. They played White Trash, Two Heaves and a Bean, which is everyone knows Ribbed is my favorite album, but that's the most meaningful album to me, because that's where I started with No Effects, was White Trash. And then they played So Long, Thanks for All the Shoes, which is also an album I've gotten into recently.
Great record.
Yeah. And they played other songs too. They played stuff from Rib. They played stuff from Self-Entitled. They played like a song or two from almost every album, I would think. They opened with Dinosaurs Will Die on Sunday.
It's a good one.
Yeah. And they had some chick in a dinosaur suit, but she was so short that the head was like bent.
I saw it. I actually saw a video of that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was cool. They were super, super tight on Sunday. It was like the best live performance I'd ever seen in a band. It was, I mean, I'm sure it helped that I was right there watching them like on the stage, but it was rad. It's fucking rad.
Well, good. I'm glad you finally just got to see them.
Yes, I thought I thought I was going to die on the way there. I was like, I could never see No Effects. Something always happens. And I was like,
It happened. It happened.
I told my friend Dylan, I was like, we might die on the way to Ohio.
Yeah, you may not want to take this journey with me.
But I don't know if you listened to the short thing I did last week, but do you know that No Effects is playing more shows next year?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I did not know that until last week.
Well, that's what did Mike say that? Somebody told me that because I thought this was going to be their last stuff, but then somebody was like, no, it goes
all the way through next October.
Yeah, maybe it was Mike that said something about
it. Might, because Mike said that. Mike said when he's like, when we play our last show in October of 2024, that'll be my last time. I thought he misspoke.
No, because I had heard from somebody else too, because I had thought that these were going to be, again, I thought these were going to be their last ones, but no, there's like a whole string of shows.
So they're playing 30 more cities. So they only did 10 cities this year. It's a 40 cities.
Yeah, they're trying to get to the whole country.
Yeah, they're going to be around here next year. So
maybe a Richmond or a DC show or something.
Yeah, I'm sure somewhere in the Mid-Atlantic. But yeah, so we'll have to go for sure and check them out.
Or maybe one more Baltimore.
Ugh,
but I don't know why anybody would want to do
that. No. But yeah, man, that was my weekend. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I was in the woods while you were doing all
that. Hunting bear with your bare hands?
I no.
Damn it. Yeah, Matt was being an actor this last week.
Yes. The week previous to this past weekend, yes, I was filming a movie that I am one of the leads in.
Oh yeah.
This movie was called The Last of Sharks, which is a really dumb name. Yeah, like a really dumb name. And the guy who's directing it didn't get to name it. It's like this production company that hired him to do it. So he was voicing his displeasure with the title of this movie.
Was it about sharks?
It is.
Okay.
It's a horror comedy. And it's very Critters-esque or Gremlins-esque, if you will.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Little Sharks. But he contacted the production company and voiced his displeasure about the title of the movie, because that's like his thing. He likes good titles, and he should like good titles, because good titles can make or break a movie. Yeah. So they agreed to let him change the title, but they had to approve. And we we talked about it and had a little powwow and kind of really liked Sharkies,
Nice.
but they didn't like that. So
Okay. The production company didn't?
yeah, they didn't like that one.
Yeah.
But the director Josh, he came up with the one that they did like, which is Chum.
Nice.
Yeah. and we all think it works. So officially the movie title has been changed now to Chum.
That's a great movie title.
Yeah.
It's also a great band name.
Mm-hmm.
The Chum.
Yeah. So yeah, so we filmed, it's a little horror comedy, independent flick. Well, actually it's not. I shouldn't say independent flick. It's a production company hired him to do it. So it's not an independent flick. But yeah, we filmed for 6 days. And yeah.
All around Fredericksburg?
Yep. Not all around. Yeah, we filmed a little bit downtown, and then we filmed at 2 other locations, 2 private locations. And yeah, it's gonna be a riot.
When is it supposed to come out?
So the director has a deadline to get his final edit into the production company or the producers. I should just say the producers. To the producers by about 3 months from now.
Okay.
So if that deadline stays a thing, that company is known for turning around pretty quickly with physical copies.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So maybe 2 or 3 months after that. So I mean, we may be able to watch this movie in about 6 months.
Nice.
We'll see. But it's
Oh yeah, we should have a watch party at Pie Shop.
Yeah, actually, I was talking about this already a little bit with some people, and I was thinking about that as well. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a watch party here in Fredericksburg at Happy Endings as well, because we filmed a scene at Happy Endings.
Nice.
The GM was a bartender there, and it's an ongoing joke throughout the movie. But
cool.
Old Gary.
Awesome.
Yeah, extremely fun experience. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I can't wait for people to see it. It's fucking ridiculous. The movie is it's 100% fucking ridiculous.
It's the best movies, man.
Yeah, they are. They are the best movies. So, I can't wait to put this up for people to see, because,
hell yeah,
it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. There are some good zingers in this movie.
How many people are in it?
Let's see. The cast total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unless I'm missing, 9. If you count the woman who does the puppeteering for the sharks.
Okay.
Then it would
this movie 10. Just got way better when you said that.
Yeah. Then it would be it's 10 if you count the
all right, cool,
the person who plays the sharks, which I guess you have to count her as in the cast, because she's going to be listed in the cast,
right?
If you also want to count the golf cart that is going to be listed in the cast, then it would be 11. It's a zombie shark movie, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah. And then right on the heels of filming a movie, I went, after spending like 4 straight like long fucking days filming, like really long days filming. Like I think one of them was like 15 hours.
Josh is the director, right? Josh Graves,
yeah, who's been on this podcast
before. Right.
And
he's out of North Carolina.
He's out of North Carolina.
Okay,
yeah. And it's being produced by SRS Cinema. Josh Graves and his production company, Trash Films.
Cool.
Together are creating this movie. Josh wrote the script as well. And so he's out of North Carolina. We filmed here in Fredericksburg. And I had something else to say, and I can't remember what it is now, but whatever. Awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, I'm also the same director who's doing Shotgun Hooker and another movie called Fur eventually. That I'm going to be in both of those as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm one of the leads in Shotgun Hooker as well, and Fur I'd just have like a minor cameo role.
Cool.
But moving forward into the future, there's probably going to be more.
Oh yeah,
because
dude.
we have a little film family now here.
Awesome.
Yeah, we and I cannot overstate how much fun we had on this set filming this movie.
That's cool.
Like how much everybody just laughed. Like how many times we cracked up because we couldn't, like hold a scene or whatever because it's just so ridiculous. There's some great one-liners in this fucking movie, man. Like,
that's cool.
But anyways, on the heel of that movie, I went directly into the woods after so many long days. Literally, like we had a wrap party Thursday evening. I probably stayed a little bit too long, had one too many drinks. They woke up the next morning and had to drive up to Misty Mountain by Charlottesville to a campsite where we camped for 4 days. Yeah. And just like then there was I think the most we had at one point out there was 28 people.
Damn. In one little site?
No, so that we had 13 at our site. Okay. And then we had a secondary site that was like right there. It might as well have been the same campsite, but there was 4 on that site, and then some other people were in little cabins around the area. But we were in the backcountry trails up there on the backcountry campsites, and we just we basically just like partied the entire time. It was I'm still tired. Like I got home. So we got home. Red and I got home on Monday around 2-ish, 2:30, and I fell asleep at 3:30, and I woke up at 9:30 p.m. I was up for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and fell back asleep, and then woke up at 7:30 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I went to work for about 4 hours that day, Tuesday, the next day. And got back home and like fell asleep again, like really early. Like I feel like I fell asleep around like, oh no, we had a podcast that night. We recorded OBH Sports, the first OBH Sports episode, the official first OBH Sports,
which will be out this Wednesday.
Yeah, and then I fell asleep like right after we did the podcast.
Gotcha. We
were done at like 9 something. Yeah. I fell asleep like maybe like 20 minutes after we finished recording that episode and slept like all the way to like 8:30. That's so tired. Very busy week. That's one of the busiest weeks I've had in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm going to Milwaukee in a couple weeks.
Love that city.
Never been, so I'm excited.
I told you got to go to Foundation Tiki Bar.
I looked it up. It looks rad.
Did you look at the pictures? Yeah, it's like walking into a Pacific Island. Yeah,
totally.
That place is so awesome.
In exotic Milwaukee.
Yeah. But like, if you venture into any like downtown bars or anything like that while you're there, like just I don't know if there's going to be any special occasions while you're there or not, but sometimes it's just the weekends. There's like dollar PBRs.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, shots of Malort were like $1 too.
I was going to ask you if they have Malort there.
Oh, yes, they do. This is the time you need to get a bottle while you're there and bring it home.
I will, and I'm gonna get a bottle so we could drink it with the Dolly Rots.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, because it's not expensive at all.
Yeah.
Like it's like $18 for a bottle.
Why won't we be able to fly with it though?
Oh, if you check it, no.
Can I? I don't know.
You're flying.
Maybe I'll just order a bottle.
Yeah, I guess we could order. I mean, I think we can order a bottle. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going for Harley Davidson Homecoming. It's like this Harley Davidson fest.
Oh yeah, because the Harley Davidson Museum is there.
Yeah, and that's where they still build all the Harley Davidson motors in Milwaukee, which I didn't realize. And that's pretty cool.
Oh, dude, Milwaukee is such a cool city. Yeah. You're gonna have so much fun. But here's the thing that you're gonna love the most. Well, old Ron would have loved this. New Ron won't love it as much because the buffets that they have at these bars,
Yeah.
they're free. They're
Yeah.
all free, as much as you can eat for free. And the reason they do it is because they say it's the right thing to do.
Wow.
Because they don't have to have kitchens in the bars in Milwaukee like they do here in Virginia. I don't know. Do they have to have kitchens in the bars in Maryland? Do all bars serve
I don't
food
think
in
so.
Maryland? Oh no, I guess not, because fucking
Like
Sidebar
Auto Bar
doesn't
doesn't
serve
have
food.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sidebar doesn't serve food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you don't have to do that in Maryland, but you do in Virginia.
Oh, so if you serve alcohol, you have to serve food in Virginia.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, interesting.
You at least have to have some sort of makeshift kitchen where you can cook something. So there has to at least be like basically a fryer, I think.
Okay. You can't just have like a jar of jelly, a jar of peanut butter, and a loaf of bread and call it a kitchen.
No, they won't let you do just that.
Yeah, we're going out there for the Harley Davidson homecoming. It's like it's like a 4-day thing, but 2 days are music. Green Day's headlining the first night of music, and Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters just is a conglomerate of old punk rockers. So
yeah. Pat Smear.
Yeah. Shiflett.
Chris Shiflett. Yeah.
And the new drummer.
Dave Grohl himself.
Yeah. And the new drummer was the drummer of the Vandals, I think, and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Is it Josh? It's not Josh Freese, is it?
Yes, I think it is. Hang on, let me look it up.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Josh Freese doesn't. Josh Freese may have been a backup for Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, but Dave Ron is the OG and still permanent drummer for Me First. But I know, they have backups for all those guys.
Yeah, Josh Freese is the new drummer. He just
Vandals, A Perfect Circle,
Devo,
live 9 Inch Nails drummer.
Yeah. Offspring.
Yeah, he played for Offspring for a little while.
Yeah.
God, he's played for so many different bands. I think
he has. Yeah.
I think Pussifer, maybe even. I could be wrong on that one.
I don't know. But wow, yeah, he has played for a lot of fucking bands.
Yeah, he's an insanely good drummer. Like goddamn. But
yeah,
he is the Vandals drummer and has been for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not necessarily like a huge Foo Fighters fan, but it'll still be really rad to see them.
Yeah, there's old live videos of 9 Inch Nails from like the early 2000s, late 90s that are like some good DVDs of them when they're they're still just thrashing it up live. That Josh Freese played drums with them. That are pretty cool. Yeah, and Joan Jett's playing the day that Foo Fighters play as well. So that'll be cool to see Joan Jett. A thing we never did when it came out. I don't even think I ever talked about it on this podcast because I just, for whatever reason, forgot. Yeah, I was going to suggest this too. Yeah. So I dropped a single with a buddy of mine a while ago who's doing this project called Stryder Sound, where he's writing and performing all the music. Well, for the most part, writing and performing all he wrote all the music. Let's just say that. But he's doing a bunch of different songs. As a matter of fact, Chris has been on this podcast before. Yeah, or Yukon Cornelius, as he's known. Yeah, it's a rad project that he's doing. Yeah, we had him on the podcast a while back. Yeah, and he's Stryder Sound is this project. All the bass is being performed by John Feliciano from Much the Same, and the rest is Chris. Although I do believe that his songs coming up, which maybe I shouldn't talk about. I won't talk about who it is till he announces it. But there is going to be the drummer from a band is playing drums on his next 2 songs he's releasing. Cool, which is really cool. But yeah, I released a single for Stryder Sound back in May. The song's called Foxglove, and it's according to our now co-host of OBH Sports, Mr. Travis Lampman, and I quote, "That song is 1 minute and 8 seconds of pure titties." End quote. There is no bigger compliment you can give somebody. Yeah. Let's play it. Let's do it. And here it is. God damn, that's titties.
Damn, that was titties. Titties.
Thanks, Travis.
Yeah.
That is the best compliment that anyone can ever get.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, so that's the single I put out, and I am going to be doing another one with him at some point. I don't know if it'll be this year, later this year, or if it'll be next year. But I will be doing another song with him.
Yeah, he's super talented. It's cool that he's doing
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah. And we may be writing an album at some point.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We want to. And that may involve some other friends.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Also, Snubbed Records came back over the past week. Go to snubrecords.com and check out the new Statues on Fire video.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
That's a good song too.
It is a good song. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really impressed. And I like some of their old stuff too, like a lot. But that song's real good.
Yeah. It's got a killer breakdown, which it's fucking
I can't wait to hear the whole record.
Yeah. It's going to be out in September. Snubbed Records, we're doing their North America release, so we're responsible for Canada, fucking Canada, and the United States. They also have a Brazilian label and a German label, so yeah. So I'm stoked to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's really awesome. They're a really, really good band.
Yeah, man, they're legit. Yeah, we gotta get them on the show.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully I know they sing in English. Hopefully they speak. Have you talked to them?
I've talked to the singer Andre. Like I've heard him on a podcast. I've hooked him up years ago on a podcast and it's broken. It's understandable. It's good enough that it would be understandable.
Okay, it would work. Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yep. Yeah, and he's done he's traveled with Bad Religion and was their guitar tech when Bad Religion toured South America once. He's got like cool connections and cool stories.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be rad. We should have him on.
Yeah. It's funny that particular story. A friend of his told him that he thought Bad Religion wanted him to fill in on guitar for their South American tour. So he said that he practiced all of their songs and learned all their songs. And like a week before they were coming down, they're like, no, it's guitar tech.
It's like, oh, God damn it. Yeah,
but I know all their songs.
Yeah. In case somebody breaks a finger or a hip.
Yeah, he could run out there. But yeah. But yeah, they play with all the huge bands whenever the bands come through Sao Paulo, Brazil. They're always opening. So
I was surprised to learn recently that there's a large amount of punk rockers that don't really like Bad Religion all that much. Maybe it's younger people. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
If you grew up in the 80s, that's not the case.
No, it's not the case.
Yeah. Because they were the shit in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I agree with Mike when he said that, like, Suffer is like the most perfect punk rock album.
It's a great album. It's not my favorite Bad Religion album, but it's a great album.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my favorite either.
I'm a No Control guy.
I love No Control.
Yeah. No Control.
No Control.
Stranger Than Fiction is really good too.
Yes.
But like No Control, Against the Grain, Stranger Than Fiction, those are probably my favorite three.
Yeah.
Against the Grain is really fucking good too.
It's really good.
And then maybe Suffer. I don't know.
I think Suffer would be mine too.
Suffer's great. It is. How can it help be any worse? It's fucking great too.
Yeah. The only ones I don't dig, I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like I did the same thing that I did with No Effects. After Stranger Than Fiction, I got Gray Race, and I do like the Gray Race, but that was the last album I bought of theirs was Gray Race. And that was like 96, I think it came out, or 97.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not familiar with any albums after that.
I think it was 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the two albums after the Gray Race are terrible.
I remember listening to them and not wanting to buy them.
Yeah, those are the two that when they signed to Atlantic, those are the two records they did after they signed to Atlantic Records, and they're both fucking terrible. I think there's like 2 or 3 really good songs between the two records.
Okay.
But then after that, they came back with a fucking bang and a fucking ripper of a record in the enemy or the Empire Strikes First, I think.
Okay.
I think
I'll have
that's
to
what
give
it's
that one
called.
another listen.
That's a fucking great record.
Okay.
And New Maps of Hell was another really great one. That was one of their newer ones.
Mhm.
That is probably my favorite record of their newer ones. New Maps of Hell. Yeah.
All right.
That's a really, really good fucking
I'm
record.
gonna give those two another chance.
Not like both of those records aren't like great all the way through,
Mhm.
but the Empire, I think it's called Empire Strikes First. That one, like the first half of that record, or I want to say it's like the first like 7 songs are amazing, and then the rest of the record sucks.
Yeah.
Like I don't even listen to the rest of any of the songs after that. But like it's like the first 7 or 8 songs on the record. It's just fucking hit after hit after hit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like You from No Control is one of my favorite Bad Religion songs.
Oh no, wait. Empire Strikes First wasn't their first one when they came back after Atlantic. It was what the fuck is the name of that record? Hold on. I gotta look this up now.
Were they back on Epitaph?
Yep. And Brett Gerwich rejoined the band as well. But he doesn't
Right.
tour with them, but he writes and records. And he still is part of the band, the writing and recording process, as far as I know.
I remember being like amazed when I realized that like every Bad Religion song I love was actually written by Mr. Brett.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of them. Okay, the Gray Race was 96.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the 2 shitty ones, I'm not even going to mention their names. But the first one they came back with was The Process of Belief, which is a great record as well.
Okay.
The Process of Belief, The Empire Strikes First, and New Maps of Hell, like bow, 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 3 in a row. They were all real good.
Okay.
Then they put out this record called The Descent of Man that is not good. It has like 2 really, really good songs. Like
Mhm.
2 of my favorite Bad Religion songs are off of that record. Those are the only 2 good songs on the record. The rest of the record, and this is just my opinion, the rest of the record sucks. And I love Bad Religion, but
Yeah.
And then they put out this album in 2013 called True North. That is their most punk rock record since Stranger Than Fiction.
True North?
Yeah, True North in 2013 is really, really, really good.
Okay.
That might be their best record of after the Atlantic years.
Okay.
But then they put out a Christmas songs record, which you might like.
I love that album. I listened to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That came out that same year. And then the Age of Unreason in 2019, which I also
Yeah.
There's a couple of good songs off there, but meh.
Yeah.
But yeah, True North is great. That was the last record that Brooks Wackerman played with them.
Okay.
Because when they came back in 2002, The Process of Belief, that was Brooks Wackerman's first record. And all the Brooks Wackerman stuff is pretty great, except for The Descent of Man.
Okay.
I don't know what happened on that record, but there's like literally 2 good songs. Only Rain and Wrong Way Kids. The rest of that album can go fuck itself, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
From a lifelong Bad Religion fan, I hate that record.
Yeah.
But Only Rain is like one of my most favorite Bad Religion songs of all time. I love that song. Yeah. Weird how that works, right?
I know. Well, that's how Recipe for Hate is with me. Like there's a couple of my favorite Bad Religion songs of all time on that album, then there's a few that I just can't stand.
Skyscraper, fantastic song off of that record. Oh my god.
American Jesus is my favorite Bad Religion song, I think.
Yeah, that's a great one. It's classic. And one that neither of us have touched in talking about this is fucking Generator, which at one point Generator was my favorite Bad Religion album. And then Stranger Than Fiction came out.
Yes.
I do love Generator though. It's
Generator's
a good record.
good.
Yeah. It's a good record.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd talk about Bad Religion so much on
Yeah,
this
there we go.
tonight, but hey, whatever. They got a special place in my heart.
Oh, always. Always. Thanks for hanging out for another week. Be sure to check out punkboxrocks.com and merchslut.com. Check us out on all social media outlets at Our Brains Hurt and at ourbrainshurt.com. We will talk to you next week. Stay safe. Adios.
How do I do this shit? I can still hear you. So what do I have to press? Close.